The Texas Tech football team pulled its act together and put on a show this weekend at the Jones. Coming up, MCTV's Ryan Heller will have the details on Tech versus Oklahoma State.
Parents and siblings from all over descended on campus this weekend for the annual Family Weekend celebration. We'll show you how several university departments gave these special visitors a warm welcome to campus. Next.
And the Texas Tech campus continues to grow with new facilities popping up every few months. Find out how 2 new buildings are helping several colleges and departments take their next step into the future.
This is the MCTV Weekday Update.
Welcome to the Monday edition of the MCTV Weekday Update. I'm Krizia Williams.
And I'm Kamryn Mendoza. On Saturday, the Texas Tech football team hosted the Oklahoma State Cowboys for the Big 12 opener at Jones AT&T Stadium.
That's right, Kamryn. And even though expectations of a Red Raider win were low, the team took the field with the intention of proving everyone wrong. MCTV's Ryan Heller joins us in studio with a look back at the past weekend's game. Ryan?
Thanks, Krizia and Kamryn. It was a wild weekend here in Lubbock as the number 21 ranked Cowboys came into town. Oklahoma State was a 10-point favorite going into the game, but Jet Duffy and the rest of the Red Raiders shocked the whole sporting world with a 45-35 win over a top 25 ranked team. Saturday's victory was a huge milestone for the Red Raiders, not only for the 2019 season, but also for the team's recent history. Tech's win over the Cowboys was the first victory over a ranked opponent at the Jones since beating 24th ranked TCU back in 2013. The win over TCU was also the only time a Cliff Kingsbury coached team beat a ranked team at home. Tech's win over Oklahoma State also marks the second year in a row the Red Raiders have defeated the Cowboys while they were ranked. Texas Tech beat Oklahoma State last year 41-17 in Stillwater. Coming up later in sports, I will have a look at the highlights from Saturday's big win along with a preview of what's next for the Red Raiders. Back to you, Kamryn.
Thanks, Ryan. The football game was the only thing happening on campus over the last few days. Starting on Friday, Texas Tech also welcomed some VIPs to the university during the 2019 edition of Family Weekend. On Friday, Drain Hall opened its doors to students and their families during a special open house event from 2 to 4 p.m. Family Weekend participants could stop by Drain Hall and visit with representatives from University Advising, Military and Veterans Programs, RISE, the TTU Ethics Center, and many more. Attendees also had the chance to grab some free snacks, a t-shirt, and enter a drawing for a scholarship for a Raider service break trip.
Today is our celebration of Family Weekend, and Family Weekend is a campus-wide celebration. But this is our first year participating in the campus-wide celebration with an open house for Drain Hall. Drain Hall is developing into the Academic Student Support Services Center for the campus. So we want to start introducing ourselves to the campus community so that our students know that they can come here for their academic needs.
Friday's open house ended at 4 p.m., but there were still plenty of options for students and their families. A family fun night was held later on Friday evening, and a Family Weekend tailgate took place before Saturday's football game. Family Weekend wrapped up on Sunday with free entry to the rec center until midnight.
The Talkington College of Visual and Performing Arts has seen some big changes since the name of the program back in 2016. And one of the biggest parts of the college's move towards the future was revealed last week. Starting at 5:30 p.m. on Friday, the College of Visual and Performing Arts held a ribbon cutting for a new theater and dance complex. The new facility is attached to the previous existing Majan Theater building, and it includes several new additions for the program. The complex includes a new black box theater, several high-tech classrooms, a new practice and performance space, and renovations and expansion of the Majan's paint and wood shop. The new building also includes special office space for the college's faculty and staff.
One of the joys of this building is that our faculty and staff have been in maybe 5 different buildings all around campus. So this brings most of us back together. It's a great thing to wake up and every day see some of your colleagues instead of just once a month when you have meetings.
The new theater and dance complex was phase one of a multi-part construction project to update the college's aging facilities. The next phase of the project includes renovation of the Majan main stage theater, along with other rooms and facilities in the original building.
The new theater and dance complex wasn't the only facility officially opening its doors last week. Another building closer to the middle of campus also welcomed the campus community to celebrate a step forward in Texas Tech's research capabilities. Administrators from the Texas Tech University systems cut the ribbon and opened the doors to the new Experimental Sciences building on Thursday. The 117,000 square foot facility is in addition to the university's original ESB building that was built in 2006. The new building features research labs, conference rooms, and office space that are available to researchers from across campus. The new $77 million building will be host to faculty, staff, and students from several colleges, including the College of Arts and Sciences, the Whitaker College of Engineering, and the College of Human Sciences. The construction of the ESB2 also included a new art installation called Oblique Intersection, which was also placed outside the building as part of the university's public art program.
After a week of cloudy skies and rain, we finally saw sunshine and a return to warmer conditions over the weekend.
That's right, Krizia. But then last night, some breezy winds moved in a cold front that has already brought some big changes to the area. So is this finally the beginning of the change to fall here on the South Plains? MCTV's Madison Hartin joins us in studio with a look at this week's forecast. Madison?
Thanks, guys. Well, it is funny that you mentioned that cold front in the start of fall because we're not quite there yet. Though it is technically fall right now, we're still going to be seeing another round of warm weather before we officially get into the fall temperatures, which is fine by me. As you all know, I am not a fan of the cold. It's not my cup of tea, but I am loving the weather outside now. It's very temperate right now. Right now, looking at our MCTV tower cam, you can see that the skies are big and blue and beautiful right now. Looking west of us, which is where the camera is facing, there is not a cloud in sight. There is a couple little guys dotting to the east of us, but for the most part, the skies are very clear, and I am loving every second of it. Our high for today only climbed up to about 70 degrees, sunny and mild conditions, and an easterly wind at 10 to 15 miles per hour. That's what brought in that cold front last night. And for today, our low temperatures are going to drop back down because we're going to be seeing a little bit more cooler temperatures before the warm comes tomorrow. A low of 48, clear and cool conditions, and a wind coming from the east at 10 to 15 miles per hour. And looking at the South Plains as a whole, we can see for tomorrow morning that we're going to be seeing another round of cooler temperatures, especially cooler temperatures out to the east of us. But then as the day warms up tomorrow, as that cold front moves out of the way, we're going to be seeing another return to form with a little bit warmer temperatures. Warm temperatures going to be in the upper 70s, lower 80s, so a little bit nice for the next couple days, but we will be seeing another round of cool. For tomorrow, we can see that we are going to be experiencing a little bit warmer temperatures again, like I said, high of 78, low of 61, southeasterly wind at 10 to 15 miles per hour. For Wednesday, partially cloudy conditions, high of 89, low of 65, south by southwesterly wind at 15 to 20 miles per hour. And then for Thursday, that's where we're going to be seeing the interesting conditions coming in. It's going to be very similar to Wednesday early in the morning, but it's going to start to get very, very breezy as the wind from the north is coming in at 15 to 25 miles per hour. And that is going to be bringing in a cold front as the afternoon goes on. So we can see for about midday, the high is going to be 86, so relatively warm. But as the evening trickles in and late afternoon trickles in, it is going to drop all the way down to 39 degrees, which is the first time we've broken below 40 for the season. So it is going to be very chilly. I wasn't expecting to see it so early. We're only a week into October right now. So definitely tune in on Thursday because we might be seeing another round of cool temperatures coming in for the weekend, and that could interfere with some of your plans for it. So definitely tune in then. I'm Madison Hartin for MCTV. Back to you.
Thanks, Madison. As we mentioned earlier, the Texas Tech football team pulled off an unlikely win over the weekend at the Jones.
MCTV's Ryan Heller joins again with more details on the Red Raiders' big victory and more in sports. Ryan?
Thanks, Kamryn and Krizia. Texas Tech football came out looking to put their loss at Oklahoma behind them as they defeated the Oklahoma State Cowboys 45-35. Jet Duffy threw for 424 yards and 4 touchdowns, and TJ Vasher had 5 catches for 110 yards and a touchdown. Also, the defense stepped up as well as they had Spencer Sanders under duress the whole game and forced 5 turnovers. Up next, the Red Raiders will head out to Waco to take on undefeated Baylor. The game will start at 3, and you can catch the game on FS1. Texas Tech volleyball was not as lucky to emerge victorious as they fell just short to TCU in a heartbreaking defeat 3-2. After falling behind 2-1, the Red Raiders made a valiant effort to come back and win the fourth set 25-18, but fell just short, losing 16-14 in the final set. Carrington Jones had 12 kills, and Alex Derby had 39 assists. Next week, the Red Raiders will head to Ames, Iowa to take on the Iowa State Cyclones. That game will be on Saturday at 1 p.m. Speaking of Iowa State teams, Texas Tech soccer defeated the Cyclones 1-0 in a double overtime thriller. After going scoreless for 108 minutes, Sierra Jones came to the rescue with 2 minutes left in the second overtime. But that's not the only exciting thing for the soccer club. This victory was also Coach Tom Stone's 150th college victory. Now, I wish that tremendous achievement could have happened here at the John Walker, but still an amazing accomplishment nonetheless. Congrats, Tom Stone. The Houston Texans put a wallop on the Atlanta Falcons yesterday, 53-32. Deshaun Watson had a perfect passer rating and threw for 426 yards and 5 touchdowns. Will Fuller had 14 catches for 217 yards and 3 touchdowns. Carlos Hyde ran for 60 yards and a touchdown, and you remember Texas Tech alum Kiki QT. He had 3 catches for 72 yards. Now for some postseason baseball. The Atlanta Braves took control of the series lead after beating the St. Louis Cardinals 3-1. The LA Dodgers also retook control of the series lead, defeating the Washington Nationals 10-4. Today, the Braves will face the Cardinals for Game 4 at 2:07 on TBS. The Dodgers will play the Nationals at 5:40, also on TBS. The New York Yankees will play the Minnesota Twins at 7:40 on FS1, and the Houston Astros are playing the Tampa Bay Devil Rays right now on MLB Network. The Astros hope to clinch the series today. And that's all for sports. Back to you, Kamryn and Krizia.
Thanks, Ryan. In just under a week, the Texas Tech community will be celebrating the 2019 edition of Homecoming Week.
That's right, Kamryn. The week-long set of activities features events to steer up school spirit. But for some students, that energy already started to build earlier in the semester. Throughout the semester, members of Tech's Greek community have been preparing for several events and competitions during Homecoming Week. Last Tuesday, members of fraternities and sororities began working on floats that will be featured during next Friday's Homecoming Parade. The floats will feature the homecoming theme and include Greek letters identifying each Greek organization. Freshman inductees were mentored by upperclassmen on how to build the floats using a process called popping.
Popping is like we get like squares of like colored tissue paper and glue them to chicken wire.
Yeah, basically that's what we do. The boys are in charge of building the float mainly, and then all the girls from the freshman pledge class and then all of their freshman pledge class come and help, and you build a giant float. It's really fun, and it's for the parade. So.
Next week's Homecoming Parade is just one of many events happening next week that are open to the entire campus community. This year's schedule includes a kickoff on Monday, along with several fun and free creative events hosted by the Student Activities Board. Homecoming Week wraps up with the annual parade, pep rally, and bonfire held on Friday night. For a full list of next week's activities, visit homecoming.ttu.edu and watch MCTV next week for coverage of the week's biggest events.
So, Krizia, are you planning to head out to any of next week's homecoming events?
I think I'm going to head to most of them. We should go together.
Let's do that, definitely. That's all for today's edition of the MCTV Weekday Update.
Thanks so much for joining us, and be sure to check ttuhub.net every day for more news. We'll see you on Thursday.